no toes. Let me just get totally not ripping off vernacular. Flip me! I forgot to change all the things. Let me change the title for the Twitch stream. You are going to get the same notification. I know, guys. It is horrible. Horrible. My room is a mess. I'm trying to fix it, but I started too late, so it's not gonna get fixed. Totally not ripping off barnacles. There you go. Enjoy your music. There. Let me make sure the Twitch stream is working here, like it should be.
But I made the Mac burger or the. I made the Mac burger or the.
Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
I made the Mac burger or the. I made the Mac burger.
Okay, guys. I think that's a bit loud. Test. Okay, you can't hear me at all. Let me turn that up. So now you can hear me, ladies. Okay. Let me get ready to do this stream. We're gonna do that very, very soon on twitch.tv/MinecraftX. Yeah, that's my alarm. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. Come on.
Sorry I kept you waiting forever and a day, but now we're out here together with nothing standing in our way. Can you feel the attraction? Feel the attraction. Can you feel it between us? This energy's inside us like electricity. Feel the love running through like electricity. Feel the love running through like electricity. Like electricity. It's flowing through your mind. This feeling's got me on fire. Don't ever leave it all behind. Can you feel the attraction? Feel the attraction. Can you feel it between us? This energy's inside us like electricity. Feel the love running through like electricity. Feel the love.
Okay, guys, let's get drama for MAMA into the show. Like, right, now, why do I always do stuff like that? I don't know just why I do things. Human nature, man. Human nature. So, Right.
heat wave stole my emotions. I left my doubts when I was swept by the ocean. And every pulse from the tide was a finish line. A wave race we were made to ride. You and I were first
Guys, let's start the stream right now.
Hey,
No
hey.
time.
I was with you all the time.
Lost with everybody. She has.
This is a special Friday. We need to celebrate.
And why?
Dance to the music.
And why would we be celebrating?
Cause it's summertime, summertime. Woo! Woo!
It's summer!
Summertime!
I'm just throwing it anywhere. I'm just throwing that thing anywhere right now. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, that was really anticlimactic.
That was.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's pretty
So-
cringy. Pretty darn cringy. I'm waiting for my monitor is not turning on. Why are you doing this to me, sir? And I don't know why
I want this
I'm
tiny
calling
little,
my monitor a
I want
sir.
this tiny little happy party Fluffy to be a part of our stream.
That tiny little happy party, Fluffy. That thing right there, that's a tiny little happy party, Fluffy. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see if we could,
Oh, that's really distracting.
yeah.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, let's just
Sup.
forget about that.
Sup, Twitch.
Just forget about that.
Sup, Twitch.
I'm changing my monitors right now.
It's frozen.
It frozen. It froze. It's almost not frozen. Is it unfrozen yet? Come on, Mr. Computer. I'm thinking about rising up to the top.
Boy, I'm full of music tonight. Music and musical fruit.
I don't. Oh, musical fruit. You mean the beans, the
beans.
magical fruit.
I had some beans tonight.
I had some beans also. They're really good. She
Yeah.
had me taste some of her beans, and then I said, "Are those beans for me?" And she said, "If you want them to be." So that was the story
And then
right
they
there.
were- and there you go.
Then I had
They
some
were
beans,
for me.
and it was pretty great.
Woo!
If you do that,
Yee-haw!
if you continue to do that, are you kidding me?
Oh no, we're
Just
frozen again.
Look at it's because the computer's doing its thing.
God
Let's see.
dang. What are we taping? Taping?
Yes, we are.
Taping?
If you keep
Well,
on doing that,
hey,
then we're gonna
Twitch.
have to stop.
Hey Twitch.
Hola, tweechers.
What's up?
Como
Twitch?
se
Happy
llama?
Friday.
This is a trainer.
Happy summer.
You ruined it. You completely ruined it. You dropped the ball, woman.
What'd I do?
No, I was gonna build up to it. I was going to be like, so this week was semester exam week, and my stupid monitor isn't working. Gosh, dang it!
Maybe it's not turned on.
I turned it on.
Okay. Okay,
Jeez.
mister.
Jeez, you stupid monitor. Okay, I had semester exam.
Kiss, kiss. Kiss,
You're not gonna make me feel better. You know that.
Kiss,
Okay,
kiss,
that does feel kind of good. Not in my nose.
Kiss, kiss. Kiss, kiss, kiss.
You excited the dog because you said kiss,
Ooh,
kiss.
hi,
And now the
Boomer.
dog's like, I gotta get my kisses into her. Oh, there's the dog. Hey there. You're an
Filthy
all-star.
dog.
Get your game on. Go
Filthy.
play. He is filthy. He is extremely filthy. Like the filthiest dog on the planet. You think that we'd have a, you think we'd have a cool
Hey, we
dog.
fixed his eye though, and I'd like to talk about that.
You'd like to talk about side. Well, let me first say that I was busy all week long taking semester exams.
Terribly busy.
I was worried about chemistry and
You
English,
always
and I
worry.
happened to get bad grades on those.
And you were worried about both of them.
And yeah, and I got pretty bad grades on them.
Yeah, 100.
No, I got an 87 and an 88.
Yes, that's true. An 87 and an 88. Anything below an A.
It's a horrible
is just
grade.
A horrible grade.
No, seriously, I don't say that with a... What I like to go by is if it's under 100, then it's not a good grade. But if it's under an A, then it's a horrible grade, like wretched. horrible, wretched. Let me monitor my audio quickly to make sure we are doing everything correctly. Unlike we did for the last stream, you know how we didn't have audio the last stream?
Oh
For
my
the
word,
first-
I remember. Yeah, we got half an hour into it and realized we didn't
Horrible
have
grade,
any
like,
audio. Are
Wretched.
we good?
Horrible.
Check 1 2. Check
Let me
mic.
monitor-
Check
yeah,
mic.
we're
Check
good.
mic. Check.
We're good.
Check
if
1
you
2.
keep on
check,
saying
check,
that, then
check,
it's gonna
check.
blow up the mic.
Oh.
You know
And
that
I'm
from your
speaking
VOs.
into the camera, not into the microphone. So that's completely the wrong thing to do.
I'm gonna flurry up your hair when we can see you. That's what I'm gonna be doing.
Flurry it up.
If you're
Oh,
wondering
good
why I'm
God,
looking
man.
over here, that's why. That's where my monitor
this
is.
monitor does not work. But
It
that
doesn't
monitor-
work. It does
that
not
monitor-
work.
That
Band.
monitor works
Band.
just fine.
This one works. That one works, and the one in the middle, my ultra wide, that one works. But
And
this
it's a
one right here,
pretty picture.
it is a very ultra wide. It is not a pretty picture. It is a pretty picture, but it is not high resolution.
Oh,
Our desktop background is
oh.
kind of poopy
yeah.
right
Well,
now.
it's a picture of a really pretty spot somewhere in
in
the world.
Greece. In Greece, because we are doing the Greece project, the World Fair project, when we came across that wallpaper. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, oh my
And
gosh,
it wasn't
it's so pretty.
wallpaper, it was just a beautiful.
It was
picture.
just a normal picture that we were going to put into our poster,
And we did.
and we did, and it was pretty cool. But that's also, it happens to be my desktop background now. We're talking about semester exams, yeah, English,
Yeah.
poo-poo,
So English
is over
and
the
chemistry were
Lord
your-
of the
your
Flies.
worst 2 grades, weren't they?
The Lord of the Flies.
But
She
can
said
you-
I had the highest grade in it,
Yeah, she
which
did.
is pretty cool, but Lord of the Flies, it had this AP style section with all these different hard questions, and I didn't do too well on those.
Questions
and for
that you're
chemistry,
gonna have to get used to taking though, because I mean that's in the style of.
easier than normal AP tests, probably.
Yes.
I thought this would be sour. You know how some of those things are sour, the confetti? This is not. It's just like normal paper.
Oh well, good.
Just normal paper.
I didn't know you tasted paper on a regular basis. A paper aficionado.
Have you ever put paper in your mouth?
Well, yeah.
See, that's what I just did.
I don't randomly choose paper that's come out of some fluffy "Happy Birthday to You" box. And
Now
then
it looks
taste
like
it.
the dog's gonna eat the paper. Oh, geez, guys, the dog is gonna eat the paper. As you
Okay,
can
well,
tell, we don't.
anyway, so here we are, and it's Friday, and
It's
we've
Friday.
got a monitor that's
Friday.
not working, so we're gonna have to keep glancing over at the wrong monitor over there. Anyway, it's at the end of the year. Are you guys at the end of your school year? Do we have anybody in the chat with us? Is there anybody here?
Nope.
No, of course not.
It's okay, Madre. Madre, you know, Madre, we're not gonna do anything better than this. This is our little thrown together ram shack of a stream right here. That's what we're gonna have to be happy with, you know.
Sad.
It's not sad.
Sad. Well, okay, so
Well,
I'm
what
gonna
makes you
talk.
say
I'm
it's
gonna
sad?
talk as if there are people listening to me.
That's
It's sad
That's what
because
you're
I'm
supposed
talking to
to do.
myself. Anyway, so school's out, and I'm glad that school's out. Are you glad that school's out?
No, I love, waking up at 6 in the morning every day and getting yelled at because I can't get my butt into the shower fast enough and being late every
You
day.
can get your
And
butt into the shower, you just can't get it back out.
as you can tell, this is like a grudge that we've held for a long time.
Well,
It's not a grudge.
When work
It's something
says
that
you need to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning, I can't get there at 8:05 or 8:10.
I always make you get there at 8:10 though. That's what I do to her. I'm a horrible person, aren't I?
Well, in that respect, yeah, you're not being very considerate of the fact that I'm not supposed to arrive at 8:10. I'm supposed to arrive at 8 o'clock.
But then when I get downstairs early, you're doing something.
Because I'm so not used to you being there. Anyway,
Yeah.
So school is out.
Yeah.
School is out, and we're really happy about the
I'm not.
the final day of school for Johnny.
For who?
For Jizzle. Thank God nobody ever listens to this podcast.
Or we'd have-
Twitch thing.
Or we'd have people showing up to our door like, "Hey there, Minecrafter! I saw you on the YouTubes," and we'd be like, "What? You know where I live?" And they'd be like, "Of course I do."
Your last name and your middle name. Your mom keeps saying it. Anyway, so Minecrafter's last day of school is today.
Was today. No,
Was
is today.
today.
It is today still.
Today is
June the
currently-
1st of 2018.
Today
That's
is currently
last
still
day.
going on, but
Uh-huh.
it is no longer a going on with school thing.
This doesn't taste like anything
Oh
also.
my God! What are you putting in your mouth now, young Sean?
People taste cartridges of video games. That's a thing. You gotta know what things are sometimes. And
Why
that
do
is
they
a thing.
taste cartridges of video games?
Because like Nintendo, the Nintendo people like to put stuff on it that makes it sour so the little kids don't eat them like this. Because that's not a good thing to do.
No,
Because it gets stuck in your stomach and then you die.
Well, yeah.
You gotta go to the ER. And nobody likes the ER.
I don't like the ER
Me
unless
neither.
it's a show on television.
I don't like it because it costs so much and I like money. Because I like to build Ryzen systems and Intel
Oh,
systems.
you're getting excited about that. I can tell.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got summer. School has finally come to an end. Our final exams finally ended.
Mhm.
You did end up with the
Luckily.
highest exam on the Lord of the Flies test,
Uh-huh.
even though you think that you completely failed the son of a bun, right?
And you know, also, on Wednesday, my English teacher came to her room. A special trip. She did not have to go to her room for anything, but she made a special trip there, and she said, Minecrafter got his scores in for the English 2 exit exam. And you've probably heard me talk about this on Twitch a bit. I was worried about it last year when I took the English 1 exit. I happened to get a 6 out of 16 on the writing portion, the composition portion, which really brought my grade down, and I did not master it at all. I did not even get commended.
I know, you didn't
And it was
get
pretty
commended.
sad.
You were
But
pretty
this
sad.
year, she said, Minecrafter, you're gonna tell it, Mama, tell it like it is.
Commended 14 out of 16 total points.
Which
on
is
the
kind of
essay.
poo-poo.
That is up a total of 10 wonkin points. So
Not
he went
10.
8 wonkin points.
But
So
that's
you
what they
went-
got in 7th grade.
Right. But you went up a tremendous amount. And for being a writer that your teachers have always praised and shown as the model of what to do, you finally did end up with a teacher who said, Johnny.
Johnny? Who's Johnny?
Minecrafter. It's a good thing nobody's watching. It's still nobody watching.
We have 300 people in here. Occasionally someone will drop by though. Seriously,
I know.
people
I
drop
need
by
to stop doing that.
and they get entertained. Like full on, they get entertained by us.
do they?
Us
They
two
never leave
crazy
any
people
comments. They
sitting
never
up here in our
leave-
studio.
Never leave any comments, do they?
Well,
Anyway,
that's just Twitch for you. That's Twitch in a nutshell right there.
Twitch in a nutshell. Anyway, so
Twitch
we
in a nutshell.
we had some problems, and at the beginning of the year, I spoke directly to his English teacher, and I said, "These are the problems. Let me outline them." And I said, "I'm about ready to call the state and find out what the heck is going on. Are they confusing him with somebody else?" And she said, "Listen, Sunshine, here's what you're doing wrong. I think I have it all figured out." She said, "You write very analytically. That's very ACT style, very SAT style, but it is not EOC style. The Star Company does not want to
The
see
Star?
you." The
Who's
Star?
the star? You did it again. It's okay.
They want to see you just write like a normal person.
Yep.
So that's what you learned how to do. Write like a normal person.
Right, like a normal person. I was being too academic. I hate this mic arm. It always flops around. Like something that I should not compare it to. I cannot stand it. But I wrote like a normal person. I wrote like I'm supposed to do. And, she's laughing over there. I don't know what she's laughing about.
Because you're watching your mic just.
What?
And
Let's watch it. Let's watch it. It's right there.
And it's
Come on.
staying put. and it's
Whoa.
flaccid.
Whoa.
And flaccid. And
See, I'm gonna break
flaccid.
something, aren't I?
Yes, you are. Anyway,
I like
so-
to play around with all this expensive equipment. That's just kind of
well,
my
your
thing.
arm isn't expensive, which is why it's broken.
My arm is inexpensive. Kind of like how I dislocated my kneecap
Yep,
about a year ago.
Let's reminisce
today.
about a year ago today.
And not today, it was actually about a year ago last week sometime. They said I dislocated my elbow because that's what I told them because I thought that I did that. But actually I just sprained my elbow because I hit it really hard. But they charged us for the dislocation of an elbow, which is not cool, so we had to sue them or something like that.
They charged us $6,000.
$6,000. I could build
go
like
like
a
this.
full custom water
Let
cooled
me show
thread
them what
ripper
they-
system with
Let
that.
me show you what they did. They went,
Or an i9. Ow!
that's what they did.
Uh-huh.
$6,000 for a doctor to do that.
And they also played with my knee a bit. You're like,
They went like this.
uh-huh.
That's all. Put my fingers here and go.
$6,000 for that.
$6,000 to snip it back into place.
And I realize it costs a lot for education for doctors. And if you're a doctor in the audience, I do realize that you do a lot of good stuff. But to do this for $6,000?
$6,000 is all. It's knowing that you can because somebody somewhere is going to pay you that kind
Maybe
of money.
$100, $200
Well,
at the
they
most.
know that we have insurance, and they know that our insurance is going to
Sucks.
pay out. Well, but they know that our insurance is going to pay out a portion of the bill, so they're going to charge whatever they can charge. And of that $12,000 bill, we ended up paying about $2,000 out of pocket, which is absolutely ludicrous. But
It
anyway,
is outrageous!
So that was 1 year from now.
Yep, that just happened last year. For my semester exams, actually, last year I got exempt from a few. They just used, like, my exit exam results for the semester exam, which was pretty cool on their
Very
part.
cool on their part.
It was a pretty crazy experience because I had to be in a cast for a while.
Well, because it was all your left side.
Uh-huh.
It was your right, your arm
it was
and your
more
leg
painful.
braced up, and it was painful.
It was more painful to be braced up than it was to just rip it off and do whatever I wanted to do. I don't know. I know that there was the tendons. Are you kidding me? I think this needs a brace right here. I think it needs a cast. Who says that we need to build the cast for my arm, not this arm, but this arm right here? We need to buy a new one of these.
No, what we need to do is take this right here, which is bent.
But that's hardly the problem. That's hardly the problem, guys. It's something
I
else.
think that's the problem. What do
It's-
y'all think is the problem?
Oh dear, Brutus. The fate is not.
In the stars.
It is in ourselves.
But in ourselves.
Here's your. We did
There.
Julius Caesar in English.
There,
as you can
Julius.
Sneezer.
Um,
Julius Sneezer. Let me
give it a
fix this.
shot.
I'm
Yeah,
fixing
give it a shot.
I'm fixing it. I'm ready.
fixing
I'm
it.
ready.
Okay.
Let's
Alrighty, SpongeBob. Everything you ever needed to know about life,
see. Comes from SpongeBob.
you learned it from SpongeBob. SpongeBob taught it to us. Stick that screw back in there and stick the whole flang dang thing back in the slot over there.
Yep, just some screw for support. Just gotta
Little-
screw it.
Little screw for support. Sometimes just gotta say screw it. There we go.
I screwed my arm, and it probably isn't any better because that's with the spring right here. So you just gotta tighten that down. Hopefully that works a bit better, so we can continue this stream. What was I talking about? We were talking about
We were
medicine.
talking about the fact that you
Had to
were-
walk around in this brace for so
Right.
long. Actually, on the last day of school, which was June the 2nd last year, but that is actually exactly a year ago, that's when I got those stupid things off. And I
Right.
probably wasn't supposed to take them off that early, but I did. And I was supposed to go to physical therapy also. Because apparently dislocating your knee is like this super horrible
They
thing.
wanted you to go to therapy for your elbow because what you did, you put like a hairline. You had like a, just kind of like a. I can't remember what it was that he called it. It wasn't like a hairline break or anything like that. But he saw something that
Mhm.
he.
He
like a
saw
shadow.
something.
And
He saw
like a
something.
shadow, and And he did point it out, and he said, in my expert opinion, there's something there. Knowing that we would go, if he can move his shoulder, if he can move his elbow, and everything is fine, and he still has some strength in his hand, and he can pick things up okay, and everything is fine, I don't understand why he needs to go to physical therapy and spend another $3,000.
Mm-hmm.
So we, as a team, decided that he wasn't going to go to therapy.
It was more like me. I didn't want to wake up in the morning and miss morning coffee with barnacles. That was one of the big things, actually. I didn't want to have to go to this place and work out for people that are hurt. Like, why would you want to do that? That does not float my
I can
boat.
give you some physical therapy here.
Could you move your... I need to scooch over here. There you go. Now this camera position is a bit better now, isn't it?
Yeah, lots better.
I was way too close this way. I was like, I was riding in the middle. I like to make up my own songs. You know, she quotes songs that are real. I quote made up songs. I'm a dork, aren't I?
A bit of one, yes. So, what are your plans this summer?
What are my plans? I'm gonna edit some video, like I did last summer and the summer before that and the summer before that. I have run my YouTube channel for a year almost already. It was June 3rd, I think, when I uploaded my YouTube video that started it all, I guess, for the 2017-2018 year. And I have been trying to upload, like, on a weekly, bi-weekly, or tri-weekly, but it's never been a month span since I uploaded the video. Guys, that's pretty cool.
That is very
I made
cool.
like 20 to 30 videos over the school year.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I could do it. I thought for certain that I was going to quit YouTube and only do this Twitch stream. I knew I was going to do the Twitch stream. Like, come on, this is pretty easy, you know. Some pretty low effort stuff.
It is
But-
kind of low effort in comparison. to
Low effort
other
content.
videos, but you know what?
Because
if
I
we
spend
could-
a lot
if
of
we
time
could
in
show
Premiere.
their faces. You did a really cute video for one of the things that's going to occupy yourself.
Is NSA, which I've talked about. I'm getting paid for it.
Yeah.
That's why I keep on mentioning
And-
Ryzen.
And you have talked about NSA, and that is one of the big things that you're going to do this year. But one of
I'm
the
gonna
3
dedicate 10
sessions
days
that-
out of my summer.
10 days out of your summer. Yep, $250 for every session, and
pretty
a
good
total
pay.
of 3 sessions. But his first session now is with education, and
I don't know anything about education. I'm an ed kid.
Yeah,
I'm not an ed kid. I'm a tech kid.
You're a tech kid, but and that's what they should have you for. But you went to a meeting yesterday, for the kids that were going to be involved in the NSA for the education department, and you got to make the video. And I thought that was such a neat thing for Mr. M to do for you.
I know. Originally I thought that, oh man, I might just add some background music, maybe color correct a bit, you know, just the basics, maybe do some warp stabilizing. But I found myself actually editing in my own style, which I do for YouTube videos. I didn't do any voice changes, but I did a lot of zoom-ins, I did a lot of color changes, and I also added some nice music effects, which you really liked.
I do, and it's in the style of
me.
It's in the style of Minecrafter, but
I was mostly making
What we
fun of
just-
Mr. M.
Right,
let's be
you were
honest,
making
like I
fun of
do
Mr.
with
M,
me. I
but-
constantly make fun of myself.
right. But it's also we've discovered that Matthias is very much, or at least Matthias has somebody in his employ that's very much like, uses very much like the Minecrafter, I guess, look, your genre, your thing.
It's almost
So-
like they copied me.
It's almost like they copied Minecrafter. It is. It's almost
Because
like
I
they
pioneered
find
it.
you, and they found you, and they said, "No, this is a neat video," and it does. It looks a lot like Matthias's video, so it was very cool. And you put it up last night, right?
On the Google Drive. At first, it was like, well, we got to do this Google Drive thing, and I said, well, could you give me your email? I needed to say Gmail email because they all gave me their Microsoft emails. And how can you share a Google Drive with someone if you have a Microsoft email? You can't.
No, you
So I
can't.
created a shareable link that is available to anyone that has the link, and I sent it to them on WhatsApp, so hopefully they can view it and make any changes they need to make
So
but they
Mr.
still
M,
need it.
Mr. M did watch it though, right?
Uh-huh.
Or did
And
he
he
just
said-
comment on the fact that you had one done and not even watch it and just say, "Oh, that's cool, thanks."
I don't know. I can't tell you if he watched
We're
it or
not
not,
in
but
Mr.
he
M's
did.
head, are we?
He did say awesome sauce.
Yes.
So not Bitwit Kyle, but awesome sauce. And that's pretty awesome.
Not Bewit Kyle. What was that?
You don't know who he is.
No.
Well, that's pretty expected because he's a tech YouTuber.
Okay.
I'm like the only person that finds enjoyment from tech YouTubers, aren't I?
No. Tech YouTubers have become very popular. Linus is very popular.
6 million subscribers. Linus hit 6 million subscribers today on Linus Tech Tips. And that's pretty
amazing.
awesome. And he has over probably 400,000 already now on TechLink. And TechWiki is, growing steadily as it has always done since it was manufactured back in I don't know when. And it's pretty awesome. I wish I could grow like them. Don't you?
I do.
Because this is a pretty unprofessional thing that we do,
You
but
just
it's
gotta
pretty
keep
cool.
it going now that school's out. Finally.
More content, guys. Expect more content.
More content.
Like more
You
content.
do have projects that we're gonna do. I
Uh-huh.
have the stairs. I want to finish painting my stairs.
I'd like to I'd like to rip up the tile in the bathrooms because we have really slippery tile. I'd like to rip that up
I
and
want to rip that
put
up.
some new stuff in there. Maybe that could be a video. We
It
could maybe collab
perhaps
on
be-
that.
Yeah, we could collab on that little video.
I'd also
We gotta
like
fix
to.
up Grandpa's trailer. We've
Because
been
we
down there a
gotta
couple of
fix that
times.
thing.
We've been down there a couple of times and we've been packing, but we
Mhm.
do need to decide how we're gonna finish this floor, and we do need to decide: are we gonna take the bay window out? Are we gonna put the bay window in? How are we gonna redo the Texas room? Things like that.
Mhm.
The add-on Texas room, they call it the Texas room, the add-on room in their trailer, and how are we going to do that? And then are we going to do all of that work and then divide it by 5 in our family?
Yeah, because we have
Since we're the ones doing
this
all
this
the work.
sister. She has 4 other sisters. No, 3 other sisters.
And
And then a brother
brother.
who is a veterinarian. He's a pretty cool guy.
He's a very cool
A
guy.
very busy guy also.
Incredibly owns his own business.
And now he's the executor of the estate. And
He
I don't
is.
know how that's gonna go.
And he's going to have to get,
Down and dirty.
yeah. And that's just the way that it's going to be.
That's what happens when people pass away and you have to be the executor.
Yeah.
So I'll have to deal with that when you die.
You will, yeah, in 3 days.
In 3 days.
Years.
Years? What?
You'll be out of high school. Come on. Anyway.
What if I told you that you're gonna die before this stream ends? Just
I
kidding.
wonder. Well, you know.
It could always happen. Let's be honest.
Coincidentally misfiring weapons.
Oh, that was our play.
What was it? Are you okay? Dang, you predicted it, didn't you, man? Coincidentally misfiring weapons, poison.
It is pretty easy to do an assassination. That was Cinderella because Cinderella really wanted to marry the Frog Prince.
She didn't. She wanted to marry the Frog Prince, but she didn't want to marry the Frog Prince because he was the Frog Prince. She wanted to marry the Frog Prince because he was the prince.
So saying that,
She would have married any prince.
but she wanted to marry but she did want to marry the younger prince. She wanted to marry the older one with all the money because he was never going to become a ruler.
The king.
And
she said, "Wait,
this is an amazing sound, isn't it?
You know," she said. People die every day.
Coincidentally. Misfiring weapons.
And then she said, "Oh, I'm joking."
It was a pretty great play, wasn't it?
It was. It was an adorable little play. I liked it better than being in hell. Didn't you?
Do you
I mean-
think that I played my part in Hell a bit better than this one? Was I better Shakespeare? Or better King Cole?
I don't know. The verdict is out. If you could have done your Winston Churchill.
Not
or
Winston Churchill, not that dude.
Thurston Howell III. Practice your Thurston Howell
John.
III.
Fitzgerald Kennedy. That was not the accent.
Practice your Thurston Howell, though. Practice.
Practice your Thurston Howell, though.
That's what I wish it would have looked like. So now,
I'm the King
like,
Kong.
Oh, son, we got rid of that art.
Of course not. We got rid of that outdated chauvinistic law long ago.
Nope.
I'm used to doing
it. Said chauvinistic. Oh, son.
It's because I'm used to doing it in a certain accent,
that's why
and when you do it like
not,
30 times,
and
yeah,
that's
why we didn't change it.
Yeah,
I'd break it.
I didn't even want you to change it, but now we'll have to start practicing different accents because I know that's one of the things that one of the boys that was in the previous that played the part that Minecrafter had played,
Dylan Pickles.
Dylan Pickles said that he was going to be in Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia, Mamma Mia.
Let me go.
That Beelzebub
no. Mamma Mia
behind
is ABBA. We'd have to do a little ABBA. So.
She is the dancing queen.
Okay,
the dancing queen.
So, and he doesn't even need to audition because the girl that is directing it
is his friend.
His friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you got to know people in high places, and there he is. She knows he's a hard worker. I don't think he's the best actor that I've ever.
But he is the best director.
But he was a phenomenal director.
Like the best director you've come across, right?
Yeah, and he is an incredibly hard worker. And yeah, I have had
dedicated to theater,
very dedicated to theater, very, very passionate about theater. And yes, I have had better, like I said, much better. We're gonna have to try to fix that. Maybe we can
if it's like this, it's fine.
Hey! If there's anybody listening, of course there isn't. And you guys really would love to see a video on how we fix this arm, whether it's the spring. Or whether it's that little metal piece.
I think we just need to purchase a new one. Let's be honest.
Yeah, let's be honest about that.
We need like the Rode one that's $100. The Rode sells $100 mic arm. They seriously do. Do you like how I'm closer to the camera now?
Yeah, that's kind of nice. I can't
because
see
before
it
I was
through
just
your
so
arm,
far away.
I can't see it through the arm, but that's because that monitor isn't working, and the one that I have to look at is past the arm. But no, I do. I really am enjoying having you closer. Aww. Closer. Aww. How sweet.
I just gave her a kiss.
Get?
Now let me kiss her hand.
Oh, boy, thank you.
Is that what you're supposed to do when you kiss someone's hand?
You don't have to rub it in. No, you don't rub it in. But that rubbing in, that's the nice part, because that to me is like a massage.
Oh, a hand. Hand massage. Oh, yeah. She's married. She's married, guys.
And your mother. Anyway, so, guess what we bought today?
That's what we bought today?
As a summer celebration treat.
I know.
What?
A watermelon!
A watermelon!
Yes, we bought a watermelon!
We bought a watermelon. Yes! And even though watermelons are always in season because we live in that kind of a climate, they are the absolute sweetest and bestest about right now because it says, "Welcome, summer." And it's like a nice, lovely embrace. Ooh. Watermelon! So it's summertime.
Yep, it's summertime.
So
in the summertime.
Minecrafter, do you want to tell your audience what it was that you did as your last day in theater today?
As my last day in theater, we had an award ceremony which she designed alongside me. We found out some of the awards that we should give every single kid. Everyone got one because not everyone deserved one, but we didn't want to exclude them because it's supposed to be a fun day where everyone can just have a good time,
right?
It's a celebration, laugh and dance.
We have a tradition in theater. Everybody knows it's a tradition.
It's a cast
in theater
party.
There's a cast party, and it's not just a hey, Miss Allen Smith has this great idea about having a cast party because she doesn't want to give a test. That's not the reason why we have a cast party. We have a cast party because it's a centuries-old tradition.
That's my feeling. Whenever I do it, I'm just silent for a few seconds, and then I get my mojo back on. And it was even worse this time. We'll have to delete the VOD. It's okay. You're used to calling yourself fat and not drama for mama. But go on about the cast party.
So it's a centuries-old tradition, and in our school, because I teach at two different schools. I teach at a
Beta
junior
and
high school,
STPA.
and I teach at a junior high school. And my junior high school has always been very supportive of the fact that, well, number one, we're sharpening the saw, and we're celebrating our successes. But number two, that it is a centuries-old tradition to have a cast party. It's the normal way to end the school year, especially when you're a performance-based class and you had a production, a full-length production.
And they did too. It was pretty great at STPA. I want some of them. Only the first show, they had the volume cranked way down.
Yeah.
And I could not hear them.
And we're in a cafetorium, so it's a complete necessity for us to be amplified. We have to have our electronic we have to have an electronic amplification. So
Go on.
okay. Worms.
How did... She was completely interrupted by me. All I did was this to her, seriously. I just did this. I'm looking at the Guys, I'm looking at the camera. Don't judge. Don't judge.
Anyway, so it's necessary, and we got back there. We'd had a little technical faux pas about an hour before, where our power surged and our board shut itself down and popped the fuse, and we had to have one of our janitors come and fix the fuse for us.
Don't do that, kids. Don't
crank
the volume way up.
If a button is red, don't touch it. Don't say, hey, what does this red button do?
Because that's a dumb way to die.
Yeah, dumb way to die. Don't touch the red button. Anyway, we had a beautiful little performance, but the kids did have the volume turned down way too low. And unfortunately, we do have to mic our performances. And I think our kids were loud enough had we had the amplification turned up where the amplification needed to be. But they just simply weren't loud enough otherwise.
Yeah.
To be able to be heard.
And since I was maybe if I was in the front, I'd get it. But I was in the back, and I did not get the story at all.
What about the second show?
The second show was pretty fun. I was able to hear them, and it was a pretty nice show about this person that stole a dress or some clothing, right?
Yes.
Yes.
They did.
And they tried to figure out what happened.
It was about a man who had been weaving silk in a certain way with a gold thread in it for centuries. It's a family tradition, family held secret. And only his son knows. Well, they discovered that there was some silk that was shipped to fashion houses by mistake, and it had this black micro filament instead of this gold thread. So these subversive governments were trying to retrieve all of the silk, but the fashion houses just cut the silk up and sewed it into dresses. So they were trying to, when they were trying to steal the silk from the warehouses before it was made into dresses, because they wanted the filament intact. But this one particular fashion house received the silk, made it into a dress, and ended up being the target of one Russian and one spy from New York City, who was a little off, OFF, a little dumb. But it was just hilarious. The two guys needed to dress up in high heels and dresses and come out and
the first scene,
try to steal the red dresses.
The guy was dressed up in a dress, and there were some little girls that said, "Ha! He's in a dress." It's funny.
Anyway, yeah, it was a cute
Yes,
cute
it
show.
was.
And the
I
kids
really
did a
enjoyed
really terrific job. But I think
Terrific.
most of my classes did a really terrific
Except
job
for
this
mine.
year.
Jeez, I'm just kidding.
No, I think your class did a really terrific
Did you like
job.
the words I had to say about them? Because at the end of the awards ceremony, like we were talking about, I got off topic. But at the end of that awards ceremony, we had some words to say. And except for one person, everyone else, had a speech, and the class cheered them on by saying, "Speech, speech, speech, speech."
Right.
Just like the Oscars, it was an Oscar-themed award ceremony.
With the red carpet.
We had the red carpet. I walked the red carpet, and my friend even tore up the red carpet.
He did. Tore it up completely.
Uh-huh.
He didn't intentionally tear it up.
They went up there and like...
Our little Carlito, our little friend, is in braces. So he has leg braces and crutches that he has worn probably all of his life, hasn't he?
More than likely.
I would think all of his life. So his little feetsies didn't quite make it across the red carpet, and he just ripped that son of a bun up. But I told him, I want to see you walk this red carpet, and he said, "Okay, miss." So he went for it. But I think next year I should get a real
red carpet,
like a real legit red carpet and a big Oscar cutout, and try to do it a little bit more like that. Maybe that should be our theme, is the Oscars.
Yes. I suggested rock stars like bada 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 bada.
We could do an air band. But I do kind of like the Oscars theme, although
Yeah.
I'm not really a big fan of the Oscars.
Yeah,
I don't
me
watch
neither. I
them.
have never watched an Oscars before.
I haven't
Never.
either. It's a big golden idol, I guess. Maybe my Christian heritage says, I don't know if you're gonna watch that. God said don't have any idols besides me, and that's a big, huge golden idol. I don't know. I guess I'm just not a big movie fan either. I don't. For the past 14 years, I haven't really gone to a movie theater and sat down and watched a movie. And I think the last time that I ever really went to a movie was, I don't know, Poltergeist, Rocky, Star Wars, the first original Star Wars. Those were kind of the last movies that I ever really went to see. Actually, the last movie that I ever went to a movie theater to see, because I'm kind of a homebody. I'm the person that waits for it to come out on video.
Home theatre.
Yeah, and watch it on video. That's just kind of me. I'd much rather watch it on video, and in the comfort of my own home, instead of being freezing cold and having to have people in front of me talking about whatever, or people behind me going smooch smooch smooch, and then sitting in way overpaid, way overpriced seats, and sitting in somebody else's gum. I don't know. It's just not going to the theater has never really appealed to me. And this whole idea of being the first to see blah blah blah, or being the first in line to blah blah blah. I can wait. I'm a patient individual. I can wait. So I guess maybe that's why movies have never really truly appealed to me. But the last movie that I ever went to see was with my husband and my mother and father-in-law, and it was a movie that you really, really, really needed to see in theaters, and it was called Independence Day. I'm sure that it's a little film called Independence Day. It's about 15, maybe 18 years old. I don't know, but you really did need to see it in theaters. I think that movies like Jurassic Park and Star Wars, movies like that really do need to be seen in a theater with Dolby surround sound, and maybe even the sheets that shake, the seats that shake, and things like and things like that. I think that that's really important. But Harry Potter, I can wait to see that in my home. Things like that.
Just read the book, not watch the movie.
I'd much rather read the book.
The first movie theater experience I had was Harry Potter, and guess what I did? I was a little kid, but guess what I insisted on doing?
Let's
Leaving.
go visit Grandma.
I left.
Yeah.
I seriously I walked out of that theater and I left!
Why?
Because I was bored.
Really?
I don't like movies.
Well,
I
and
kinda
you were
like movies.
also, it was also the last Harry Potter movie, and you hadn't watched any Harry Potters before that. and we're not really big into you're a wizard, Harry, and we know that it's all fictional, but it's just
I'm
not
not
something
into
that we've
fiction.
really and it's just not something that we've really stressed with you.
I don't like things that are fake. I like real stuff. Like this. I could easily be playing a video game right now. It's a Friday night, the last day of school, the beginning of my summer vacation. I could easily be playing a video game.
Fortnite. Most kids are at home playing Fortnite.
I could be watching a YouTube video. I do like YouTube videos. I could be doing something like that. I am sitting here streaming. This is something that adults do. Adult people that get paid for it, that get donations, they do this.
It's
But
true.
I'm doing it for free,
It's
just
true.
because I like it.
I would like to see you play a little Halo.
Halo.
It's a nice story, and I've always
I actually got out the Xbox 360 last night, and I did. And that's why the Roku wasn't working.
Oh, I wondered.
And I played some Kingdom of Cathlings. That's a game where you build stuff, and it's kind of fun. It's
Yeah.
from 2008. And I also played a teeny tiny bit of Halo 3,
Excellent.
which was
You
it was
didn't
released
like
in
it?
2007, I think.
Oh, see, there's a couple of games that
Classics.
classics that I've always wanted you to play because I want to watch the story. I want to see
just
how the
not good at
story
games.
unfolds. You are, but you don't. You say you're not, but there are so many kids out there that are not.
But they enjoy
good
it.
at games. They enjoy the process of taking something that you're not terrifically good at, and
Hey,
somebody wrote something.
somebody wrote something.
Hey, is there somebody listening to us?
We interrupt this program to bring you Courage the Cowardly Dog Show, starring Courage the Cowardly Dog. Abandoned as a pup, he was found by Merle, who lives in the middle of nowhere with a husband, a Steen Bagel. Gah.
It's useless. Remember?
Useless.
Eustace.
Useless.
We've watched
Bag-
this series before.
I have.
You have.
I remember the Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Courage with one tooth. No, with one tooth missing.
With one. Not one tooth. Jeez.
There's more than one tooth.
Okay, let's go on.
Okay, read it.
But creepy stuff happens in nowhere. It's up to Courage to save his new home. Stupid dog, you made me look bad. Ah, bugga bugga.
Stupid dog, you made me look bad. Well, geez. Okay. Well, that was interesting.
That was interesting.
Random.
That was
But
pretty
you know
random.
what? That's why we're called randTECH. You know what? We didn't rant about anything tonight. Is that because we are done with school and?
I guess there's not much more to rant about, but thank you for that sentiment, I guess.
Yeah,
Teddy.
thank you. Or what? Is Courage your favorite cartoon? Is that one of the things that
Or
you're
did
looking
I
forward
remind
to?
you of Courage the
Are
Cowardly
you-
Dog?
Yeah, is that it? Or Eustace?
I had probably.
Yeah,
I had
Eustace dog.
You reminded him of Eustace.
Oh, is that it? I reminded you of Eustace.
I reminded him of the Cowardly Dog.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure
I
of it.
thought I'd remind you of the lady. I don't remember what her name is. Oh, Courage.
It says
Courage.
moral.
Courage.
Muriel. I think that's.
Muriel.
Uh-huh.
Muriel.
I can't say
Muriel.
stuff sometimes.
No, you can't. You need to get your old glasses changed.
I mention that I had 20/30 vision.
You did. Yeah, you've mentioned
Yes.
that a couple of times, and you've told
And
me.
I had a
Mom,
negative 4,000 in my ride year or something. I don't know what that means. The nurse is just horrible. She was just so blunt and do this, do that. I know that she was like, cover your right eye or. So, I don't know. It's just so confusing.
Did you cover the wrong right eye?
Probably. Let's
Probably.
be honest.
Anyway. So, hey, thank you for that, whoever that was. Are you sticking around to listen to the rest of it, or are you just going to pop in on every random site and say, hey, school's out, here's a tidbit of
Courage the Cowardly Dog. We are
From
voiceover
Cartoon
artists,
Network.
though.
Okay.
We like that, though, because we are voiceover artists, so We liked doing a voiceover for that,
Yes.
so again,
Oh, courage.
thank you.
Oh, courage. Oh, courage.
So to stop our rant about movie theaters, we did
Yes.
rant. You did rant about movie
I did rant
theaters.
about movie theaters, and they are kind of, ugh, and I
Yeah.
don't like them very much. But the last movie theater was a neat experience. It was
Independence Day.
Yeah, it was a kind of a great movie, but that was that long ago, and now since then it's been, well, it got easy because then you had movie companies like Netflix.
And Netflix. And
Yeah,
Netflix.
movie companies like Netflix,
Yep.
and then you had Redbox, and
Mhm.
of course you had just until recently Blockbuster Video, and all of those were,
Easy things in your home.
easy things to
All
go on
these
a Friday
huge-
night. It was I think nicer to go on a Friday night and pick out the 2 or 3 movies that you wanted to watch and get your your movie time popcorn right there in Blockbuster and
Yep.
head home and get comfortable in your own chairs. You could turn it up as loud as you wanted to, and you could make it as warm as you wanted or as cold as you wanted, or you could fart. If you had to fart, you could fart.
If you
Things
needed
like
to,
that.
if you
that-
needed to go to the bathroom, you could pause
yeah,
the
we
movie.
could
And why
pause
did
the movie
I
and
just
hop
touched
up
her.
and go to the bathroom, and then be kind. Rewind was the big thing until of course all the movies came out on disc, and when they
Mhm.
came out on disc, then you didn't have to rewind. But that back in the day, and let's segue right from movies and movie theaters into school, and what one English teacher said was something. Oh, we're gonna talk about that.
Let's talk about this. So
Okay,
I
we'll
designed a
talk about that
test for her. I was bored one day. That's the usual thing, so I decided to make a Theater 2 semester exam.
Now, you all understand Theater 2 has a performance-based exam. So the performance is the exam. I don't give a written final exam second semester at all because the final exam is performance-based. So I'm not planning on an exam at all. And neither are my Theater 2 kids. So here's Minecrafter doing what?
Making an exam.
Yay.
You might actually have to give
This
it to
is what
them.
they did. Yay.
So
Hey, you know what? I probably could. I could turn that in as my final.
it's well written. It is.
It's incredibly
I
well
revised it. I seriously did. I made it so that it's a bit easier. But here is the extra credit guide, because what I decided to do was, since we did not give them a study guide and we did not tell them about this exam, we decided to offer it as extra credit. So
Am
basically,
I not an amazing teacher? Look at this. Look at
Look at
this.
how much
Look at this.
you can get
An
so much
amazing
extra
teacher.
credit.
Look at how
Look
much
at-
extra credit you were able to get at the end of the year.
look at all that extra credit.
All of that
Um,
extra credit.
But the
Up to
thing about
20
that,
points. Up to 20 extra credit points.
but the thing about that is, no one decided to take it.
Nobody.
Except for
Nobody. They all
two
said,
people.
I don't need any extra
Uh-huh.
credit.
It was their senior year. A lot of them. It's their last
It
day.
was the last day.
They
of
don't
school.
want to be bothered by doing this test and possibly failing and being
Right.
embarrassed. But
Hey.
if you got a 50, that's 5 extra points.
Yeah, you could have gotten a 50%. You could have marked all A, gotten a 50%,
You probably wouldn't. You would not
and you would
have
have
gotten
gotten 5 extra
50%.
credit points. Well, maybe not, but you would have gotten 5 extra credit points just for hardly trying.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was a fabulous test, and I'm very proud of the fact that it was written. And I'm going to tell you, I'm slightly embarrassed that I didn't write it myself, but
Are you
I'm telling you, he's like a whiz kid. Anyway,
You're a whiz kid.
thank you.
You're
So,
welcome.
do you want to talk about
Mouse
your
Man.
little award that you got here? In your
The
theater
award
class?
I got in my theater class, we already talked about the ceremony. The award that I got in that class was being perfect, basically.
Aww.
Always striving for perfection and not letting anyone get in his way for the sake of perfection.
Perfection. Mhm.
Which is pretty awesome. I like that you think that I'm perfect.
Oh, isn't that
Unless you don't
nice?
think I'm perfect.
I think that you're perfect.
I don't think anybody's
I think
perfect.
that you strive for perfection.
I strive for perfection, but I'm not
That's
perfect.
what the award was. It wasn't an award for being perfect. It was an award for making everybody strive for perfection. And I loved what you said at the end, where you said, I was glad that I worked with each of you, and I'm glad that you cared enough to work really hard and to make the productions a really good show for everyone to see. I thought that that was a very nice thing for you to say. So I appreciated every word that you said. I was kind of sad though because I had one girl say, "I guess I'm an okay actress. I never thought that I could be. I joined this class because I really wanted to work on the props."
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. We really turn all those oysters into pearls, don't we?
Aww. Okay. He's alluding to how I finished out the entire year. And I start my year with this song by Jimmy Buffett called Oysters and Pearls.
Jimmy Buffet.
Jimmy Buffet.
I have some
Oysters
kid
and
named
Pearls.
Pedro Boone. But it's spelled Boone. But he insists on being called Pedro Boone.
Yes, that's my name, Pedro Boone.
Kind of like bucket versus bouquet.
It's bouquet. So yeah, it's Jimmy Buffet, not Jimmy Buffett. But so Oysters and Pearls talks about how most people are content just being oysters, but there are a few people among us who become pearls.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a line in that song that says, some refuse to dance, or some play it safely, and some never take a chance.
Refuse to dance.
They refuse to dance. So I wanted to, you know, they are used to being the observers and sitting back and watching the show happen, not making the show happen. And so I ended my year with a song by Miss Wynette called Just Dance, or if you I Hope You'll Dance, it's called. I'm sorry, it's called
Just Dance is a game.
Yeah, Just Dance is a game. I Hope You'll Dance, and it's this beautiful song. And I'm not going to sing it because I'm not going to do karaoke, but it does say, and if you ever get the chance to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance.
Mm-hmm. And that was for the seniors.
And that was for the
leaving.
seniors, basically, for the seniors who were leaving. And I took every one of them by the hand and I made them dance a little bit of a waltz with me, just so that, you know, they did. I mean, so many of them were so used to just sitting it out, and I just really wanted them to spin and to feel this power of the fact that life is dirty and you shouldn't take the path of least resistance in life, is one thing that the song says. You want to take, life is a fabulous journey, but it shouldn't always be easy. You don't want to always do what's easy. There are times when you want to do what's hard, and it does say that I want you to dance. I want you, whenever you get an opportunity to dance, just dance, because you don't want to get to the end of your life and wonder, well, what if I would have done this, or what if
I could start a million miles away?
If I wouldn't have been so afraid, and that fear crippled me and made it impossible for me to do this. So I thought it was a beautiful way to end the year, and I was just hoping that kids really enjoyed it. So
I did.
It's a gorgeous song. You really need to look it up and listen to it. Both Leanne Warnock's and Jimmy Buffett's songs are both fabulous songs. And
speaking of songs,
it's very cool. Speaking of songs,
Mouse Man. I found a Logitech Mouse Man Plus at the GW, actually at the Salvation Army. And I also found a pair of Nova Realistic 40s.
Yeah, and they
from the
work.
70s. They do work, but not the best sounding, right? You
well,
can
they're
attest
the
to
best sounding for 1970.
We got it for the low price of $2.
$2.
And we are pretty happy with this find. We need to treat the leather and stuff like that, but that was some of our really good steals at the thrift store. We also found this plug on it. It is for a studio. The studio grade. Let me plug you in instead of me. So I'm unplugged right now.
Wow.
And you're plugged in.
There we go. Yeah, now I can even... Hey, you guys can hear me pretty well. I always thought that sitting clear back here, I sounded like I was in a fish tank.
Oh, no, you sound good because it's the Rode NT1A microphone.
Oh.
It's a pretty great microphone, guys, and you should buy it.
Jeez Louise. Now I can hear you, you stinker. Oh my gosh. No wonder nobody watches the show. Because you scream at them all the time.
I do not scream.
These are great, guys. I'm going to tell you, for the price that we paid for these son of a buns, they are phenomenal.
They are. Oh man, this does not sound good.
What?
Compared to these, it's just so muffled. It's like I'm listening to a pair of headphones from the 70s or something.
Well, there you go. Headphones from the 70s.
Headphones from the 70s. They kind of look stylish, though.
Happy summer. Okay.
They are stylish pairs of cans, and I'm working on a video that I made about them.
Excellent.
Currently, and we'll get that one up. I
Excellent.
uploaded my tea
So,
video.
Are we going to make a video about how to fix your arm, or are we just going to buy another arm?
We'll probably buy another one,
Huh.
but we will probably also make some videos about the renovation of our bathroom.
Okay, so there's a question that I want to ask our viewers, if there's anybody out there still listening. I've got a young man here who needs to learn Spanish.
Espanol. Okay,
Fluently.
what we're going to do with that is we're going to watch some movies in Espanol solamente, but we're going to have English subtitles so I can actually understand what's going on. And we'll also probably jump on Mango over the summer. Mango is a Spanish learning site.
A little bit of
Just do some
mango in
stuff
my
there.
life. A little bit of mango sure
A
would be
little
nice.
bit
A little bit
of
of mango. A little mango. A little mango.
The reason why they
mango,
don't watch the
mango.
show is that we always
Oh, it's me, isn't it?
It's yo, it's you.
I stink. Okay.
No, they didn't watch the show when it was just meals.
They want me to be Carriage. Muriel from Carriage, the cowardly dog. Perhaps they do.
Well, guys.
So I think we're at the end of our. It just doesn't feel right because we really didn't rant.
There's nothing to rant about.
Huh.
I guess I'll have to.
Maybe I can do another stream tomorrow after I'm done checking out. My school makes me check out, but I have to check out of
so
both
much.
schools.
I guess you can
So
rant about
I have
that
to
kid.
do two times.
Two!
The kid I graded, and I hate to tell you, I'm gonna give him a contract. I don't have to, but I'm gonna give him a contract. If he finishes the contract, great. If he doesn't, he'll be the first person in history
To not receive a credit for theater.
arts. Yeah.
Which is pretty sad.
Well,
But he didn't do anything.
Well, the counselors threw him under the bus on day one because they said, "Oh, you have a history of not coming to school because of your juvenile diabetes, which is a terrible and horrible and debilitating disease. But you have a history of not coming to school because of it." I know. Instead of putting you in art
Where you can just
or in
draw.
Spanish,
Hola, ¿cómo te llamas?
where you can have homework that's sent home on a regular basis that you can do entirely on your own and then send back again. Let's
put you in theater
arts. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
let's put you in a class where it's expected that the first 3 weeks you write a class constitution, and the next 3 weeks you accomplish team goals, and you work together, and you learn to work together as a team.
You can't
do a
work
ton of
together when
team
you're not
building
there.
Activities. You don't have a team with just you just don't have a team with one person, yourself. You don't. And so the poor boy was given all of the homework that you'd missed in October for the first 9 weeks, and you were given all of the homework at the end of December for what you'd missed for the second 9 weeks, and right away in January I said, let's just go ahead and contract you for the first semester, and we will automatically put you on a plan for second semester. Here's the lessons for second semester, because if the same thing holds true, you are gonna not be here. And then they put the poor lass in homebound, which means that he stays at home and he does work. And it wasn't necessarily, we found out, from his illness. It was because of a lack of real determination or willpower. And I think a lot of bad habits that had formed over the years. And so he ended up finishing the last little bit of my homework on, I think I got a lot of what I got from him. 522, 523.
And it's June, it's 6-1 right now.
It's 6-1 right now. And
Last day of school.
I got it this morning from the teacher because the teacher said the work that I did get from him, I had to send back to him because it wasn't complete. And he essentially did the same assignment 6 different times. Just said the same thing, but in a different way.
That's not what he was supposed to do.
Of the 10 assignments that he was supposed to complete, he only completed one very well, and he completed one other one at about a 5%. So he really was just in a big hole. And I did give him a grade for participating because he did hand the work in to me. And I did give him a time management grade, which wasn't a great time management grade because it took him quite a while to get this work to me. One of the assignments was for him to vlog on a weekly basis to show me the progress that this particular character might make. And one week he had to talk about one of the keys of 16 characterizations, and the next week he needed to talk about the next. So how is my character developing on the basis of these things? And the vlog could have been a minute, maybe 2, maybe
just
3.
This?
But he just needed to vlog, and he did one scene where he said, this is how I would block this if this were happening. Well, that has nothing to do with the play that we're in. And you're not blocking in any place other than your backyard, and this particular scene doesn't take place in a backyard. So I had a really tough time giving him a passing grade. But
and you didn't.
And maybe had he gotten something to me progressively throughout the year, I could have said, well, this is what I need instead. Or try to make it look more like this. Or if you, let's do it this way, and if you've got a question, please contact me. Or, but
things like that.
Things like that. I can send you a link to the video progress that the kids are making, and you can critique it. But he just didn't bother at all to do anything. So I guess I just really can't at that point feel responsible for having not done exactly what I needed to do when he doesn't contact me. But so there's my little rant and rave about that. I'll have my first ever failing grade in theater arts.
So speaking of failing, thank you for watching this failure of a show. I'm just kidding.
Aww, we had one person send one note
about
there.
Courage, the cowardly
Courage,
dog.
the
If you're still
cowardly
here,
dog. Just
you
the
probably
intro to
enjoyed that
Courage.
about
Yeah,
a bit
just
too
the intro
much.
to Courage. And I'm sure that they did that because we're a random
technology.
I don't know how that has anything to do with technology, but we are random. So I'm glad that you joined us for a little random ill.
We hope you join us next week, next Friday.
Do too. Maybe tomorrow after I get done.
Maybe
I get done with school.
Maybe we'll come up with a summer streaming schedule. Maybe
I'd love to ask them what kind of
streams.
a theme I should have for next year.
Maybe
this
more
year
gaming.
was superheroes. I'd love to see what they want.
Rockstars. But I hate Post Malone, but I know the song because of Jay's 2 cents, who's a tech YouTuber.
He is.
That happens to be building a PC for Post Malone, so he played that song.
Post Malone
is... But a super popular, annoying singer.
Oh, okay.
Of the modern day.
Okay.
He hit me like a rock star.
Okay.
It's like Fortnite, that's how big he is. Okay, guys, I'll talk to y'all later. I hope you enjoyed the stream.
Go eat yourself some watermelon to celebrate summer.
We got some watermelon in the summertime.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. Boys.